The final 2 episodes of Bad Boyfriend on ITVX are up. Let's talk about it. I watched the final 2 episodes a couple of days ago and I just forgot to make a video about it. But originally when I looked this up it says there was 11 episodes but there was actually 12. So if you've seen the final 2 episodes, let me know in the comments what you thought. At this moment in time most of their names are escaping my brain, however I'll show you the pictures and you'll know who I'm talking about. In one of the episodes the boys had to go and buy the girls a perfect gift, and he bought her a necklace, and when she opened it up and he was doing his speech about why he bought it for her, she turned around and says, "Oh babe, I don't wear silver," even though it was gold plated. And I thought that was rude as fuck, right? And he was obviously embarrassed and he lost his shit over it, but then everybody was ganging up on him over it. And I just thought that she didn't have any consideration whatsoever. I probably would have been embarrassed as well. Now this guy who gives me the absolute fucking heave had the audacity to turn round and say, "Oh, like, you overreacted, you shouldn't have reacted like that way, and you took things too far." Meanwhile, just a couple of episodes before, they two had fell out and they got a Chinese and he basically like threw his Chinese all over the floor. And I was like, who the fuck is he to advise anybody about anything? Oh, I can't stand him. When the boys went to get the gifts, 3 of them got tattoos, and he was the only one who got her full name tattooed on him, but she wasn't happy because he got it tattooed on his knee and she wanted it on his wrist. Bailey went and got her initials on his wrist and she was really happy about it. But I kind of thought to myself, he's done so much to her, cheated on her and done all this stuff in the past, and she's just let him away scot-free, so obviously she's going to be like, "Oh wow, it's amazing." And he went and got a tattoo on his ankle with a love heart, and then what her initials are going to be after they're married. And he says that he was going to put the date of their marriage underneath. Now that was quite sweet, right? But she was like, "Oh my god, I love it, I love it, I love it." And that's great, right? Like, I'm glad that they liked her gifts and they were showing some appreciation. But the way these girls were acting was as if these guys didn't just go and get fine line tattoos that can be removed or tattooed over like that. Do you know what I mean? I know that the guys were trying to make a statement, but the statement was weak. When Olivia came in and she said that she wanted to see how far the couples had come since before the show, she says that she was going to show the audition tapes, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so cringe, because when the guys first went on they thought that they were auditioning for a show called Brotopia, and I was expecting it to be like a Big Brother audition tape where they're like telling you why they're such an alpha and all that, and see if that had have happened, I would have pissed myself laughing. That's what I was expecting. But instead they were sitting there just talking about like, "Oh, I've got a girlfriend and I've cheated on her in the past and blah blah blah," and it's like, this is not what I want to see. I want to see the actual audition tape for Brotopia where you're up there telling the world why you're the most fucking manly man in the UK. That would have been entertainment. One of the things that I really enjoy about this show is the little backstage moments, because Olivia doesn't just come in and present the show, you actually see the thought behind it, and she'll say, "Oh, I think I'm going to be asking them questions or giving them tasks." Now, whether or not it's her that's really coming up with this or the producers, I don't know, but I like the way they show it. I like the way that you see her in, like, behind the scenes and she's like, "Oh, my feet are fucking killing me," or "I'm sweating," or "my makeup's melting off," or whatever. Because whenever you see things like this on the TV and you think, "Oh my god, that presenter looks stunning, she's wearing the heels, she looks fucking majestic," but then behind the scenes you can see that she's actually struggling, like most people do when they wear giant heels and tiny outfits in roasting hot weather, and it just adds a lot to the show. I really like it. In the finale there was 3 couples left, and I must say that even though I really enjoyed this series, I hated the way they chose the winner. It didn't make any sense to me. Basically, Olivia got up and asked them questions, and then whoever answered a certain amount of questions first had to race down the beach, get on a pedal boat, go and pick up their partner, and then pedal back and then race back and press the buzzer. And I was like, I don't know, it could have been more meaningful. Like, the whole thing is supposed to be like, they're a better boyfriend. That didn't really prove anything other than the fact that they can answer questions and run fast. But anyway, he answered the questions last, and when he was running down the beach, he was pure struggling to get the boat in the water. She was fucking raging, right? She was not giving him a break whatsoever. And when he was pedalling, she's like, "Oh, why is he going so slow? Why is he going so slow?" And I thought, I hate him, right? I'm going to be honest with you, I can't stand him. But she had a fucking attitude problem. The guy was doing his best. I mean, he's not exactly strong looking. Do you know what I mean? And pushing that boat off the sand into the water and then pedalling over wouldn't have been easy. And she was just being a pure bitch. And then when they were pedalling back, I didn't see her fucking pedaling like a champion either. I was like, oh my god, man, she needs to just shut the fuck up. These two came in second. I thought he did a pretty decent job. I mean, I'm not into running, right? So, like, running on sand and then fucking trying to push a boat into water and pedal over. I mean, at least she wasn't really moaning about it. So, these two ended up winning, and I don't know, I just kind of hated how it ended. Like, he won the race, and then when he came back, Olivia says, oh, this is like the ultimate test. You can either choose to go to Vegas with your best friend, or you can go to a caravan park in Essex with your partner, right? Now, I was watching this with my friend, and I was like, there's no fucking way, right? Like, if that was my boyfriend, I would be like, take the holiday to Vegas. I fucking love Vegas, in case you don't know, right? I'm obsessed. But, like, I would never expect my boyfriend to choose a caravan park in Essex, not to mention the fact that I would have no interest in going to Essex either. But I would have turned around at him and says, like, just take the holiday. So then we would have lost the whole show because of me, right? Obviously, she was like, if she'd want to spend time with me over his mates, and that's all fine and well, but there's a difference between spending time with your mates and spending time with your mates in Vegas. So I would have lost the whole fucking show. But basically, he turned around and says, wherever I am, I'm going to have fun with her. And that was fine, right? He chose to spend time in the caravan park with her. And then Olivia was like, actually, that was your final test, and you've actually won, I think it was £20,000. And they were celebrating, and I was like, that was nice, right? That was nice that you chose to spend the time in the caravan park with her. But I just feel like there could have been a better way to determine who was the better boyfriend. I felt like the whole show tried to be meaningful, and then in the end it was just like a race. Let me know what you thought. And also, do you think that he was the most improved boyfriend? It's hard to say. I actually think that when it came down to it, he appeared to be the most improved boyfriend because he was talking about marriage and not messaging girls and all that. But that's all fine and well when you're in a show and you want to win. Is that going to be the case after the show? Doubtful. Before the show ended, she took him to the side and she says, well, I've really seen a change in you over the past couple of weeks, and I think that when we get out of here we should plan on having kids together. And I thought, you know what, it's just too soon. It's too soon. Like, you can't just make decisions like this. I know that they've been together for years, but to have such a change literally within the space of a couple of weeks, I don't even know how long that show's filmed for, but when she was like, oh, when we get out of here we should have kids, and he's like, oh, that's a great idea, I thought, that's a big commitment. Maybe you should wait until you're out the house for like 6 months to a year before you make any final decisions on that. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Bad Boyfriend, and do you think that the finale was fair, or do you think it should have been voted a different way? Maybe it would be better if they did it a bit more like a live show and they had like the public voting or something like that. I think that that would be interesting and it would be fairer. I think that the winner would be more deserving. But also, I hope that they bring out a show like Bad Girlfriend, because let's face it, women are skis bags just the same as men most of the time. If you like watching my thoughts on reality TV, then Big Brother UK is back in October. You know I'll be here every single day, and I'll see you then. Bye!